the science behind the muscle growth. I know that some of you, like me, have been always asked themselves, like ask yourself, how I can grow muscle, because sometimes it's not easy. Like for example, it's not easy grow calf muscle, or it's not easy grow glutes muscle too. So sometimes we have see several factors that are important to we can grow muscle, and we're going to talk about that today. All right. So we're going to talk about what actually make muscle grow. Muscle size increases when a person continually challenges the muscles to deal with higher levels of resistance or weight. This process is known as muscle hypertrophy, and it occurs when the fibers of the muscles sustain damage or injury. So based on this, we actually create muscle growth in our body when we are doing resistance training. And resistance training is every training when you deal with some kind of resistance, like weight, when you work until failure, when you challenge your body to work extra, is when you force your muscle to work harder. When the fibers of the muscle break, this process of raw muscle that is happening. That is my little girl. What are you doing there? Hello, baby girl. She's so lovely. If you are doing any training where you are doing resistance training, like working with bands, working with weights, working until failure, every exercise that may you challenge your body, that may you work further to your limits, is going to cause that break in your fibers of your muscle, and it's going to create the process of muscle growth. There are some factors that stimulate this muscle growth, and these are stretching tension, also contraction tension, time under tension, muscle burn, muscle pump. All these factors are important when we are focusing on a muscle growth. Like I always have said, have clear goals. What muscles are we looking to grow? I know that we always focusing in all our body, but sometimes we have to be really focused in certain muscles to find what are we looking for. For example, if you want to grow your leg, your quads and your hamstring, you are more focusing on legs workout. You have to be more focusing on those compound exercises that work more than one group of muscles. You have to be focusing on hypertrophy training, where you are working at different levels of weight and different levels of reps, and it's going to help you in some point bring your body to the limits. When we are working out, we challenge our body with this resistance training. We create that break of fibers in our muscles, but the growth muscle, it's happening during recovery. During recovery is when the muscle start doing this process of growth. So because that, it is important how you recover your body from workout. One of the things that I have been saying all the time, you need to have a good sleep. Sleep like 6 to 8 hours, deep sleep, good sleep. So it's important that you go to bed early, to have this long time to do your body recovery from the workout. Also have a good food. Have a good intake of protein and calories. You need some calories to your body have enough energy to perform any exercise. I know that you are going to say, hold on, you thought that we had lower intake of calories and now you say that we need calories. We need healthy calories. We want to call them healthy calories. We need calories to our body perform a physical activity. They are good sources of energy like peanut butter, like for example sweet potato, like quinoa. Yes, all these sources that we can find healthy fats and healthy calories to use as energy and not going to affect our diet. Like sugars. I feel like cereals and all those things, I feel that they are not right source of calories. They are kind of like bad source. But this is all on you. I mean, you choose whatever you think is worth it for you. For me, I think that cereals are no good. I mean, I talk about cereals when we talk about Kellogg's and all those things. But cereals like oats, I think that is a good way to manage your weight, but also get some kind of like protein and carbs in your body. The secret to grow muscles is resistance training. So we have been focusing every time to challenge our body with certain resistance training. It can be, for example, in bicycle, it can be like you do harder and then you rest, and then go harder and then you rest. You go like in a roller coaster and then you try to overtrain, get tired your body and challenge your body with certain cardio, and it's going to help you in certain way to break fibers on your muscle. But if we talk about more intense workouts, like when you work with bands, weight, with balls, any object that help you to do resistance training is going to help you that create a process of grow muscle in your body. It is important that we try to, for example, work at least 3 times a week, to create the resistance training in our body. Also challenge our body to work daily, like for example at least 3 times a week with kind of resistance training or with weight, and the other days you can do something like walk, jogging, or it can be also dance, some kind of cardio exercises. It is good to kind of daily do certain activities so we keep in movement. But yeah, for resistance and weight, you can only do 3 days a week. You can do 5 days a week, will be perfect. But remember, we live the process of muscle growth, we need give us also time to recovery, to our body recovery from workout, because that is when the muscle growth occurs. So first, we need to have a resistance training to create the process, and then we need to have enough time to recovery from that training to make it possible. So the kind of exercise that we should practice are those compound exercises that work big group of muscles in our body. For example, when you are doing a squat with barbell and you go down, you are working your legs, but also you are kind of creating a kind of resistance in your back, holding that weight. This kind of exercise where you work multiple group of muscles are good to create that muscle growth. is going to be faster. I have been talking about the kind of different ways that we can work out that is going to help us also grow that muscle. For example, if we work until failure. When we work until failure, we challenge our body and we create the resistance that make possible our muscle create the process of break the fibers in our muscle, and the process of muscle growth is going to happen easily. When we are doing this kind of exercises, it's going to help us create that process of muscle growth. I also have been talking about hypertrophy training. When you are working in different ways or levels of weight and reps, that is like a little game. It's going to make you challenge your body every time. It also creates resistance in your body, so you are going to be capable to work longer without get tired, because you're training your body to this capacity of resistance training. Hypertrophy training is a good way to grow muscle easily, and you can do this in any exercise. Now, it is not possible to do this the whole workout because this is going to be exhausting for your body. So you just choose 2 exercises in 2 muscles that you try to grow in that day, and you can easily do that. You can do that for upper body, you can do that for calves, you can do that for glutes, you can do that for quads or hamstrings. And I feel that I have been growing my glutes and my hamstring and quads with performing on hypertrophy training, kind of like I have been doing hypertrophy training my whole life. So that is important if you want to grow muscle. Other kind of workout, for example, if you can don't have access to weights, you can also get some bands. Bands are really cheap to get, and this are kind of resistance training. You can build muscle in your glutes, muscle in your legs, and you can build muscle and strengthening your upper body with bands. There are different exercises that you can do in the comfort of your home, and you can build muscle easily. You have to try to do some kind of resistance, because muscle growth occurs while we are doing resistance training. We challenge our body, we work until failure, we get tired our body and challenge our body. I know there are some factors that influence muscle growth. It could be genetic, it could be training style, how you train your body, diet and nutrition, rest and recovery, sleep and supplements. Of course, if you do overload training, if you do resistance training, you challenge your body. So all these factors had to be something in the muscle growth that you try to get. You have to check what are you doing in all these different factors. For example, in genetic, it is true that some people can grow muscle easier than others because they genetic. But anyway, if we do the right things, we also can grow muscle in those parts of our body that we think we can. We have to just do the right exercise and be focusing also in the other factors as nutrition, the right routine of exercise, enough recovery time. All those things are important to grow muscle. The training style. There are some people that go to the gym and they kind of like have a basic exercise where they do 3 sets of 10 reps. They don't worry too much about challenge their body or do heavier the next workout. They kind of like don't have clear goals, so you don't going to see growth. You're just going to do go to the gym and go over and over workout that is don't give you any results. You need first have focus, have clear goals, right? You have to have clear goals and know what are you looking for. Are you looking for growth your glutes? Are you looking for growth your calf or your quads? And in that way, create a routine that's going to be focused on grow those muscles. For example, for glutes, we want to talk about glutes. I have been focused in a lot of exercise for glutes in my workouts. It kind of like I work twice glutes and twice legs in the week, and I had 2 days of recovery too. I work hypertrophy training every time. Every workout I do at least one hypertrophy training. I try to work until failure. I also do supersets. Superset is a super incredible way to challenge our body until failure, like until the maximum. We work hard, we challenge our body, and we create that break in the fiber of our muscle, and this is going to lead the process of muscle growth. It's going to create that. Superset is a great way to we get muscle growth, and also hypertrophy training is another way. Try to work component exercise when we work the whole body. I like to work with, for example, balls, or for example with dumbbells or kettlebells, because when I'm working my glutes and my legs, I also gaining strengthening in my upper body and core. So that kind of exercise, when we are challenge our body in once, those exercises is that going to help us to create that process of muscle growth in our body. Diet and nutrition also is important. I mean, if you really are focusing on that muscle growth, you know that you need to consume enough protein. If we don't consume enough protein, we are going to burn that muscle, and that muscle is not going to grow. So this is the fuel of our body. So we need a great amount of protein in our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? In the same way, if you want gain lean muscle and you want burn fat, then you have to lower the intake of calories to occur that. But this is another thing. We're talking about raw muscle. In raw muscle, you need to have enough consumption of protein, but also have enough consumption of calories to you can perform those exercises. Good calories. No soda. Sodas have calories. Sodas is too bad. I talk about peanut butter. I talk about sweet potato. I talk about quinoa. I talk about the good sources of calories. You know, those ones that the body can digest easily and don't going to get fat. Other thing that is important and you have to really be focused is to rest and recovery. We need to have enough time to rest and relax our body. If we don't have that time to relax our body, that happen is going to your body is going to overwork, and it's going to get tired. So next day you don't want to have the best performance that you can have because your body is tiring. You cannot have the same results as if you rest good. So you have to also be focused on rest and give that time to recover your muscles so you can have a great workout the next day, and be possible that process of growing muscle occurs in your body during the time that you are recovering. You have to give that momentum to your body. And also supplements are important, and I just don't talk about creatine. I talk about vitamins, minerals. I talk about, for example, we can help us with this is a smoothie, a green smoothie. I do this with kale, spinach, mango, blueberries, almond milk, and peanut butter. That is all that I put here. I put the amount for a cup, and that is all. And this is a good source of vitamins, minerals, and energy because I have peanut butter. So these kind of things that I told you that you can consume, and it's going to give me the energy for go to the gym and give me a lot of nutrition. So we had also focusing in the supplements. What kind of things we can take to our diet that help us to be healthy? It can be green smoothies. It can be also vitamins that you can take and you buy them in the store. It can be creatine too. Not necessarily we need buy creatine. So yeah, the best food to gain muscle is all of those that have sources of protein, like chicken breasts, beef, also fish like salmon, also plant-based like tofu, beans, or quinoa. So those kind of sources of protein is going to help us to build muscle in our body. So that kind of nutrition is that I'm talking about, that have the right nutrition to create and make it happen. Good exercise, good food. Two things that we need to keep in mind all the time. I think that that is important at the time that you need to grow muscle. Be focusing on your goals, create the right routine, have the right nutrition, and do certain kind of resistance training, hypertrophy training, with bands, with weight, with dumbbells, with anything that you can try to work until failure, that you can challenge your body every day, and you are going to see how your muscle start growing. Now, if you're interested in grow those glutes, you can also join my fitness channel. I'm going to find it here at the end, and you can join my fitness channel and you can find some certain exercises that you can do at home to grow your muscles and get strengthening your body. I hope see you in the next video, and thank you for watching me today. Bye bye.